Welcome back to Unapologetic Exotical content, where beauty stays undefeated, delusion gets evicted without notice, and reality walks in like it paid the bills on time. So let's talk about how they built a statue in New York City, and unambiguous women are somewhere in a corner mad because, brace yourself, it looks like them. Oh, the horror of a statue actually reflecting reality instead of the Instagram filter they've been begging scientists to make permanent. They're mad because they don't want representation. They want aspiration. Sis, you don't want a mirror. You want a Photoshop subscription carved in bronze, not ash. They wanted that statue built like Lori Harvey. Soft curves, waist on vacation, and abs playing peekaboo. Because Lord knows, if that statue had been built like Serena Williams, they'd be screaming, "It's too provocative." Y'all want a slim build, not too many curves, definitely no big back energy, just enough to give delusion but not enough to give reality. It's funny because they want their friends to look like them, but not their representation. They crave a crew full of clones, but want their monuments giving delusional empire. Meanwhile, they don't want to be our friends, but they sure do want us to be their representation. Make it make sense. They are living opposites, walking contradictions in lace-front sneakers. They look bad, but want to look good. They tear out their edges with Gorilla Glue tutorials, but want long, flowing baby hairs. They decenter men on podcasts, but break their necks to try and take your man. They claim they're above it all, yet sabotage every woman who walks by looking good and smelling like coconut oil. Walking hypocrites with a Bluetooth connection to delusion. And the funny part, white women love complimenting them. Why? Because nothing makes Becky feel safer than a non-threatening, frumpy sidekick. I keep telling y'all, when people lie to you and tell you you're serving a look when you're actually serving community service hours in the beauty department, that's sabotage, baby. They don't want you to lose weight or level up, because the minute you walk into a room, they'll start treating you like they treat us, with that ignore and vanish premium membership they hand out for free. And let's not forget, Thomas Price created that statue and said it was to highlight individuals overlooked in public art. And a white woman even had the nerve to say it made her reflect on strength and representation. Girl, let that statue look like us. Ain't nobody screaming representation because we are the representation in real life, not just in media. We don't need a bronze statue to be legendary. We wake up and the world adjusts its contrast settings. And by the way, y'all's statue looks ashy and gray, just like y'all's complexion. And that's why y'all are mad. They're terrified of being labeled at the bottom because, well, that's exactly where they're standing. And reality is, they know they'd be left out unless it's a pity project with a side of social justice hashtags. Now, let's talk about that Michelle Obama portrait. The artist made her look like the printer ran out of toner mid-job. Gray, lifeless complexion, like she's one motivational speech away from haunting the White House. And that, a little taste outside art? Baby, it looks like an ugly, undressed, unambiguous woman lying around waiting for a DoorDash order of self-esteem. Her face looked like it's been declined for 20 years straight. No expiration date, just a permanent try again later error message. And don't even get me started on that liberation of Aunt Jemima art. Absolute horror story. White women aren't protesting how y'all are portrayed because, plot twist, they're inspired. They're front row, clapping like, "Yes, girl! Stay big and unbothered. Remain non-threatening. See, we are the unexpected. They can handle you. It's us they hide in the back room like a Chanel purse at a Payless convention. How dare you show me my reflection? How dare you shatter my carefully curated Instagram fantasy?" That's why they're mad, because that statue exposed the raw, unfiltered reality. And the truth is, white women have spent decades lying to them, calling them stunning while secretly using them as their personal safety net. And deep down, they know it. That's why they cling to the delusion. It's less painful than looking in the mirror and realizing all those compliments were just nice dress, with no follow-up invite. And don't even act like white women would gush if that statue looked like us. Nope. They'd offer a quick, "That's nice," and move on before their husbands started staring too long. But let it look dusty and busted, and suddenly it's a life-altering experience. And when white women do try to compliment me, which is like spotting a solar eclipse, it's always, "I like your makeup," as a slick little dig. "Sis, I woke up like this." Your "I like your dress" is code for, "I like it, but I don't love it, because I don't want to love you." Honestly, unambiguous women hate more frequently. 1 out of every 2 interactions is a certified hater. White women just hide their jealousy better. That's why unambiguous hate cuts deeper. It's loud, proud, and coming straight from the diaphragm like they're practicing for an opera of bitterness. This whole statue drama is a perfect example of why media never shows stunning exoticals as much. Only safe, non-threatening, unambiguous options. Because let us step on screen, and suddenly everyone's preferences start doing Olympic backflips. Unambiguous women think delusion will turn them into the preference, but baby, if you don't have the face or the glow, you're just out here giving Flint water vibes, dull and full of lead. Let's keep it real. You see white women standing comfortably next to them on TV because they know they're still the main character. But let us show up, and suddenly everyone's rearranging the seating chart. I even had a TV producer interview me once, big smiles and all, only to ghost me and put some unambiguous woman with dreads and a linebacker build on the screen. Was she as talented as me? Nope. Did she have the sauce? Not even a dry seasoning packet? But she was safe. Open casting calls? White women running the whole show? They're the puppet masters deciding who gets seen and who stays hidden. And don't let them fool you. If they really cared about representation, they'd showcase a stunning black woman. But nope. They've been parading big black women around for centuries. Where's our public display? Oh right, married to millionaires and billionaires and off the grid. Exactly how we like it. Remember what Cardi said? You a worker, I'm a boss. And baby, I clocked out of the struggle narrative and went straight to the private exit. Also, shout out to her, that supporter who brought up the Nicki Minaj and Natalie Nunn beef going on right now. Unambiguous women out here telling Natalie Nunn to bow down to the queen. Nicki Minaj. When have they ever called an unambiguous woman the queen or named themselves something like the Hive, the Barbs, or the Navy? They don't fangirl over themselves. They study you low-key. That's why they curl their baby hairs just right. That's how closely they're watching, trying to figure out how your baby hairs curl naturally. The detail is the evidence. If you don't like yourself, how can you expect anyone else to? Just keep it real. We don't like you. And you don't like you either. And that's just the way it is. This video is brought to you by her, that supporter who keeps the tea hotter than a Miami summer and lace glue melting on sight. Just wanted to shout her out for fueling these surgical reads and lip filler poppin' conversations. You have survived another dose of unapologetic exotical content. So here's the final thought. If you're unambiguous, take a good long look at that statue and ask yourself, why is it that when the world sees you, there are no jealousy crash outs, no competition, no hearts breaking, just support for your representation? And yet, with all that exposure, you still haven't replaced us. Baby, the math ain't mathing. Even with white men building shrines in your image, they're still going home to women who look nothing like you. You're not breaking any standards. Men see you on billboards, standing next to their wives, and still say, "I'm good, love, enjoy." And that is exactly where you stand. Front row at the pity parade, waving your pick-me flag with VIP access to nowhere. Before you scream about underrepresentation, ask yourself this. If men aren't crashing cars, losing jobs, and writing Grammy-winning heartbreak albums over you, are you really the revolution or just a seat warmer? Stay moisturized, stay unbothered, and remember, we don't beg for seats at tables. We own the whole real estate portfolio. Stay knowing, stay glowing, and keep your popcorn stocked, because this reality show ain't just starting. It's applying for a union card and demanding a raise. Follow for more unapologetic exotical content where we stay the standard they swear doesn't exist, but somehow can't stop watching.